I was very pleased to see this congress of that enormous size, because I was a founder of ECTRIMS in 1985, and then we were a club of gentlemen of about 60 people, and now there are 10,000 people here. And it's amazing, not just the size of the Congress, but the content, which is so beautiful. And what I especially liked was the introductory lecture, the honorary ECTRIMS lecture by Professor Hans Lassmann. And he is, since the beginning of ECTRIMS, the expert on neuropathology. That means the examination of the tissue of people who have died but who had had multiple sclerosis during their lifetime, or also examining the tissue of animals with diseases similar to multiple sclerosis. And he gave such a wonderful overview of his work of 30 years with many collaborators in Göttingen, in Milano, and especially in his own laboratory in Vienna. And what is really new is that we know that in multiple sclerosis, in contrast to what we believed long ago, there are lesions occurring in the cortex. That is the part, the gray matter of the brain. And for too long, MS was called white matter disease. And he so clearly showed what, from clinical points of view, we have suspected for a long time, but he now shows how this demyelination, the process of multiple sclerosis, occurs also in the gray matter. And that leads to probably, hopefully, a better understanding of the causes of MS, where we still believe that there are factors produced, but we do not know whether produced only in the body or induced from outside, which then lead to this process of demyelination. These are very important steps. And then, of course, compared to the beginning of all this MS research, we have many more effective treatments. And personally, I'm still especially interested in rehabilitation, where we can show in MS patients that rehabilitation, if it is done properly by the means of a good team, that we can change also metabolitic products, also metabolism in the brain of persons with multiple sclerosis. And we think, in a sense, that it makes it really better for them to live in spite of their disease. So there are great advances going, but unfortunately we are not as far as we would like to be in that we can cure the disease. But once we better understand the development of the disease process, the pathogenesis as we call it, we are hopeful to find the cause at one stage and then be able to prevent the disease. The challenges, of course, are that we are confronted with patients with so many hopes and that we cannot cure them. But what we can show is improvements are possible by good treatment. And what we try to induce always is better forces of resilience. I just had the opportunity to give a talk on rehabilitation where resilience, this concept of coping against the forces which are only leading downhill, as people say, we can counterbalance them, but this needs a big effort of many therapists and many relatives, and hopefully coordinated by us doctors.